So clearly, I'm not the only one that was struck by the weird disconnect of the opulence and the gluttony of the Golden Globes and where we are today and how weird it just all felt. So, on that note, I've been thinking a lot about Ayn Rand. So, Ayn Rand is a philosopher, although some call her philosophy more of an ideology. But she was from Soviet Russia, came to the United States in like the 40s. She landed in Hollywood, kind of did the Hollywood starlet thing for a while, but then developed this ideology, philosophy, and it's very interesting. And so there's an interview with Mike Wallace on YouTube. It's from 1959. It's only about 15 or 20 minutes long, but it's really illuminating. You can't unsee it, you can't unhear it. And it so explains how we are where we are today, because there is a very large portion of the Republican Party who is always followed her and believed in her and will always mention Atlas Shrugged, which is a very famous book she wrote. And it was a book back in the day that was really formidable for young people when they would read it, like on college campuses and stuff. And then most of them outgrow it because they're like, wait, this doesn't actually make sense and jive. And like with all philosophies, when you read some of her viewpoints, you're like, well, wait, that makes sense. That actually, and then like there's a hard left turn, and you're like, wait, what? How did we get here? And that's why philosophy is kind of cool, right? And it requires that intellectual discourse. So anyway, I highly recommend checking out this video. Like I said, in this interview, Mike Wallace is asking her about like, so the premise of her philosophy or ideology is essentially, if you can't figure out how to get it for yourself, you don't deserve it from me. And so tough shit, basically. And where have we heard this, right? And so in the interview, he's asking her about like, well, what about like, city infrastructure and fire stations and hospitals? And her answers are just kind of like mind boggling. And so it's illuminating. It's worth it. So, and I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about it. And I'm sure some of you already knew about her. I personally just learned about her a couple of years ago. My friend Sean turned me on to her. And I have been changed ever since I saw that interview with Mike Wallace. And then once you do that in your YouTube thread, there'll be tons of other interviews with her and more, insight into her mind. But she was not a likable woman. She was married to an artist who contributed nothing to society, and Mike Wallace kind of challenges her on that. So then why are you with this guy? He brings nothing to the table. But anyway, it's an interesting answer. I don't want to spoil it for you. So anywho, on that note, I'm going to go eat Fritos and cottage cheese. Don't judge it until you try it. It's super good. And that's it. So go check out the YouTube. I want to hear what you guys think of it. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.